What's going on, guys? Supersavage789 here, bringing you guys a video. And today we're doing What If Ash Was Born in Galar Part 3. Now, we have a lot to cover today, so let's not waste any time and hop straight into it. After signing himself up for the gym challenge, Ash would decide to head back to go meet up with his friends. He'd arrive at the motel they're staying at and head to where the gang is all hanging out. There he finds Leon, Hop, Marnie, Sonia, and the professor all hanging out where they greet him. They explain how Professor Magnolia was explaining to them their research about the phenomena of Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing Pokemon, which intrigues Ash. Obviously he knows about what Dynamaxing is thanks to the Craze Meow from the last part, but he doesn't understand exactly what it entails. So the professor proceeds to explain about how Dynamaxing is caused thanks to overwhelming levels of a certain type of energy. Thanks to research done by several professors, including herself, they've learned how to harness this power so trainers can harness it, thanks to the shooting stars. Immediately, Hop and Ash both lock eyes as they realize what this means. After going through his bag, Ash pulls out the shooting star he got from the Wild Zone and asks if this is the one she means. She inspects it and tells him that it is, asking how he managed to get one. Sonia speaks up, telling Ash that he's quite lucky to find one. Through history, this was a sign of a great trainer. Leon smiles about this as well, feeling some pride. The professor tells Ash that if he leaves the star of her for a little bit, she can make it into a band for him to use to Dynamax his Pokemon when given the opportunity. He agrees, thanking her. The gang then settle in for the night, resting up for tomorrow's ceremony. The next day, the gang would head to where the ceremony is going to take place. Leon would go off on his own as he needs to get prepared for the ceremony, being a big part in it for obvious reasons. Ash would bid his friends, including Kubfu, farewell as he leaves to put on his uniform, leaving them to go hang out in the stands to watch the ceremony, along with thousands of other people. After getting suited up, Ash would meet up with Clara and Avery in their own uniforms. While Clara is super excited for the ceremony, Avery is a bit more reluctant about it. Ash would tell his friends that as long as they're together, they should be fine, which makes his friends smile. The ceremony would then begin. Chairman Rose comes out into the stadium ground with a microphone, speaking to the crowd with a typical greeting. He tells them about how he can tell they're all excited, so let's put on a show. Before they get to introductions, they have a special treat to give everyone there. With so many gym challenges this year, they decide to start the ceremony off with a bang. Give them a taste of the power they'll need to gain if they ever want to be number one. From one side of the arena comes out Leon, and from the other, the Dragon-type gym leader Raihan. The crowd roar in excitement, seeing these two legendary figures walking towards each other. Rose confirms their suspicions, telling them that Leon and Raihan will have a one-on-one to show everyone the power of the Galar Gym Challenge. Leon would send out his Charizard, and Raihan sends out his Duraludon, their signature Pokemon. Wanting to start this fight off right, Leon shouts for a Dragon Claw. Charizard takes off, moving at speeds that people struggle to follow. Raihan is able to call for Iron Defense, allowing Duraludon to withstand the powerful attack. Thanks to the close range they're in, Raihan calls for a Stone Edge. Charizard is ordered to take flight to get some distance, which it does, getting clipped by a stone attack in the process, which does some decent damage. Leon shouts for a Fire Blast, but Duraludon is able to dodge, despite lacking swiftness. The accuracy of the move and the distance put between them allowed it to evade. Charizard then goes for an Air Slash, which does land, but it barely phases the steel wall. Using another Stone Edge, Duraludon keeps Charizard on the defensive, making it have to evade the stone attacks. Using Dragon Claw, Charizard is able to slash it away, but it leaves him wide open. Thanks to the stones being launched in the air, Duraludon is able to get close and land an Iron Head, which happens to be a critical hit, slamming Charizard to the ground. The crowd goes wild, which begins to get to Raihan. A cocky smirk grows over him as he begins to believe he can win. He shouts to Leon he should start taking him seriously. Duraludon then goes in for a Metal Claw, which Charizard disputes using Dragon Claw, sending shockwaves around the arena with every swipe. Rose would announce that this is what the Galar League has in store, so if any gym challengers want to leave, they should do so now. After all, not even the gym leaders can compete with Leon. At the same time, Leon shouts to Charizard to stop holding back and use Fire Blast. A massive inferno consumes Duraludon, knocking it out almost immediately. Rose then states that it's time they meet the other gym leaders. At this, Marnie starts to panic, only to calm down when hearing that one of them couldn't make it. One by one, the gym leaders begin to emerge, with the crowd roaring in excitement the entire time. Despite all having very different vibes, it's quite apparent that they're all very powerful in their own right. Then, Rose declares that now it's time for the gym challengers to make themselves known. After taking one big gulp, Ash mutters that it's time. The massive group of kids walk out in their gym uniforms. Some of them wave to the crowd, others try to keep their heads down and not let the nerves get to them. Ash sees Hop and Kubfu in the crowd and gives him a thumbs up, a cheeky smile over his face, making Hop grin. The gym challengers then stop as Leon steps up to the microphone, ready to give them a short but sweet speech. It's amazing to see so many gym challengers here. It must mean you're all strong, capable trainers. If you think you have what it takes to defeat me and become the Galar champion, then I look forward to battle you all. It'll be a taxing adventure, so I hope you all don't disappoint me. After this, the ceremony is concluded, and so the gang meet back up. The professor would gift Ash his new Dynamax band, telling him that he should be careful when using it. Ash thanks her for the band, promising her he will. The trio would begin preparing to leave when Sonia catches up to them. She tells them that she wants to come with them for the moment. They should be heading to Turffield for Ash's first gym battle. On the way, there is some historical artifacts she wants to check out. They of course agree, and so the gang decide to continue moving. The four of them continue moving where they inevitably show up at the statue they were heading to, depicting a powerful warrior wielding a sword and shield. Sonia would begin describing what the statue shows, stating how long ago, during the darkest day, it was said that a brave warrior was able to rise up and save everyone. Unfortunately, she doesn't know much beyond that though. As Ash and Hop both look at the statue, they begin to feel an odd, mystical pressure coming from it, similar to what they felt in the Weald. Before they can pick up on it though, Team Yell appear in the hot air balloon. Using a rope, they pick up the statue, exclaiming how it would make them look good for the boss to give him such a nice paperweight. Ash would move to use Kubfu to cut it free, but Sonia tells him he can't damage the statue. So, Ash decides to use Rookie D and Hop uses Skull Bunny. The bird flies the bunny into the air to help it battle. James sends out Coffin, who begins attacking, making Rookie D almost lose its grip. Before it faints, it manages to throw Skull Bunny into the balloon. Upon landing, Meowth begins to freak out as it tries to attack it. Skull Bunny simply evades as it rushes around, letting Meowth turn the balloon to shreds. It slowly falls back down, placing the statue down safely, allowing Morpeko to cut it free. So Kubfu and Skull Bunny are able to use a combined attack to send Team Rocket blasting off again. The gang will then continue moving, bidding farewell to Sonia as they set their sights on Turffield. It wouldn't take much longer for them to arrive at the Galar mines, with Ash asking why they are there. Marnie mentions how it's a shortcut to get to Turffield, which is all Ash needs to hear. As they go to enter though, a few of the miners within stop the kids entering. The lead miner tells them that due to the nature of the caves, it's very dangerous, so only the strongest people can enter here. While Marnie mentions that they can just go around, Hop knows that isn't an option for Ash. He needs to beat his rivals there. Plus, Hop wants to see all the Pokemon in there, so Ash is going to need to fight his way through. The lead miner introduces himself to Ash as Gordie. His strength has been compared to the gym leaders, so he won't be an easy foe. Ash just smiles at this, claiming that it'll be a good practice round. Since Gordie has work to do, it'll be a quick one-on-one. So Gordie sends out his car call, and Ash calls on Kubfu. Due to his large body, Ash believes he has this one in the bag. He calls for rock smashes and low sweeps from Kubfu, which begins to do some decent damage. Weirdly though, his opponent isn't fighting back. Ash doesn't take note of this though, too concerned with finishing this quickly. His luck is quick to run out as he goes in for an attack, getting hit by a burn thanks to his opponent's ability being Flame Body. Kubfu recoils backwards as the burn begins doing damage to him. He moves in for another rock smash, but the burn makes his attack weaker, allowing Carcall to land a well-placed Stone Edge, knocking Kubfu back a bit. Then Gordie goes for a Rock Tomb, which his Pokemon obeys, trapping Kubfu under some rocks. It struggles to even move as the burn begins whittling it down. Everyone else is in shock. In just 2 attacks, Gordie has already beaten Ash. Gordie laughs, telling Ash that he should just take the long way round. If he can't beat one of Gordie's Pokemon, getting to Turffield quickly would just lead to even more disappointment. Ash isn't giving up though. He tells Kubfu to dig deep. He believes in him, the fight isn't over yet. Hop and Marnie also begin cheering for Kubfu, telling him that he can do this. All this cheering gives Kubfu a rejuvenated sense of confidence. Kubfu begins glowing orange as it begins to stand up, moving the rocks off of it. Using the Pokedex, Ash learns that this is the move Focus Energy. Gordie mentions how it's impressive Ash's Pokemon has enough strength to move after the burn, but no matter. He then orders Carcall to use another Rock Tomb. Ash calls for a Rock Smash though. Kubfu is able to break each rock as they come at him, ignoring the damage he continually takes from the status. Before Carcall can react, Kubfu moves for a low sweep that manages to knock him in the air. Then with one last Rock Smash, Kubfu manages to knock his opponent out. Despite winning, focus energy wears off, leading to Kubfu passing out quite damaged and fatigued. Gordie congratulates Ash on the impressive showing and gives him some medicine to cure Kubfu's status. He also allows them access into the cave. They then continue moving on their adventure. As they move through the cave, Ash should be carrying Kubfu since it'd still be quite weak from his previous battle. So while he spots a few Pokemon he wants to catch, he doesn't get the chance to. Hop would be having a field day on the other hand, running around looking at all the cruel creatures in front of him. As they walk around through the cave, they hear something off in the distance. Two people and a Pokemon. Marnie quickly puts two and two together, realizing that it's Team Yell. As Hop starts frantically looking around for them, Marnie realizes that they must be far away. So if they aren't speaking to them, who are they speaking to? Then, noises of combat can be heard as the cave shakes. Then with one last shake, Team Yell are blasting off again. If only every Team Yell interaction could be that easy. They then further move on through the cave. Hop would notice a Pokemon that looks so pretty, yet so fierce. After using the Pokedex, he learns that it's a Mawile. Since they are so rare, he decides he wants to catch it. He sends out Scorbunny and tries to attack it, but a Pokeball hits it, capturing it before he can have the chance. Hop is frustrated that he didn't get the chance to catch it, and looks to see who stole it from under his nose. B-Day walks over, claiming the Pokeball for himself, taking no note of the people near him until Hop starts frantically shouting at him. B-Day looks over, seeing Ash holding his injured Kubfu and scoffs. He's not surprised he couldn't withstand the intensity that is this cave. How can he even call himself a trainer if his Pokemon just ends up beaten up? He's just like those buffoons he just beaten. Ash tells B-Day that he'll show him, challenging him to a battle, which B-Day refuses. It'd be no fun to defeat his opponent while weakened. So Hop challenges B-Day instead. He doesn't like the way he acts. While B-Day wants to refuse, he knows this is the champion's brother, so it'll be good practice, except in the battle. B-Day sends out his newly caught Mawile, and Hop sends out Wooloo. Being quite knowledgeable, B-Day assumes that Wooloo would be rather docile, so he shouldn't have this in the bag. After learning his Mawile's moves, B-Day calls for a bite. The small mon moves in, rearing back its head mouth as it lunges at the sheep. Instead of trying to evade, Hop calls for a headbutt, which Wooloo follows, headbutting it straight in the mouth. It does some good damage, but leads to Wooloo getting caught in the Mawile's mouth. Thanks to its size, Mawile can't close its mouth, which allows Wooloo to begin running around, hitting it into the wall. Then Wooloo knocks it off and lands another headbutt, which finishes off Mawile. After recalling it, B-Day tells Hop they got lucky, but it won't happen again. He then sends out his Morgrem. Ash uses his Pokedex, learning what the Pokemon is, and informing Hop to be careful. Hop is getting reckless though, telling Wooloo to go for another headbutt. It lunges in for one, but the Morgrem reacts, dodging and countering with Spirit Break. The sheep tumbles to the ground, having fainted after just one attack. Hop recalls Wooloo and sends out Scorbunny, telling it that he believes in him. Scorbunny moves in for a quick attack to start the match. It takes Morgrem off guard, allowing for an early hit, which is always good. B-Day shouts for his Pokemon to land a Spirit Break, but Scorbunny is able to land a quick attack again, stopping his opponent's attack. Hop begins celebrating as he calls for a third quick attack. Instead of trying to attack, B-Day tells his Pokemon to use Bulk Up. So while it does take the attack, it does much less damage. Hop stops paying attention, shouting for quick attack after quick attack while B-Day uses Bulk Up to the max. Then uses a Darkest Lariat, spinning around rapidly, taking Scorbunny off guard and hitting it quite hard, slamming it against the wall. Scorbunny struggles to move as it falls back to the ground. B-Day chuckles, telling Hop that this is what happens when trainers can't properly command their mons. They just end up hurt. If this is what the champion's legacy is, then it brings to question what kind of man he is. Everyone in the room all becomes angered at this, especially Scorbunny. It climbs back to its feet, beginning to glow out of anger. It begins running at Morgrem, its body being consumed in a flame as its body grows and morphs. As it evolves into Raboot, it lands a flame charge on Morgrem, doing some good damage. It turns around, putting its thumb up at Hop as it faints. Morgrem is still standing though. B-Day tells Hop that his little bunny has his respect. If he was a half-decent trainer, it'd be quite strong. He then throws the gang a map, telling them where to find Turfield Pokemon Center. He then leaves. Hop apologizes to Ash for not being able to win, but he tells him it's fine. He did really well, plus his Raboot evolved. That's a win in his book. That makes Hop smile. The gang will then exit the cave, heading towards Turfield, which will be leaving this timeline off for right now. This is already a pretty long video, so the outro is going to be quite short. Let me know what you think of this timeline so far. Hit the like button if you want to see it continue. 500 likes guarantees a part 4. And so yeah, Bye!